Hello. Good afternoon, beautiful people. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are joining us from. A special welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on today's live. It's gonna be an awesome time, and we believe and we trust that God will, you know, do what He does best through us this evening. Thank you for joining us on today's live. And we do have a special guest in the house. I'll be introducing her in a few minutes, but let me start with a simple question, just to usher us into today's topic on how to travel smart in 2026 and the big changes that we should be aware of. As it says, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, and our goal here is to equip everyone with the information they need to plan for the year. You
Right.
know, regardless of what form of travel, business travel, vacation. Have you ever booked a trip and felt so excited at first, and then later you've asked yourself, why did this cost so much money? Why did it cost so much more than I expected? Or maybe you looked at the travel prices and you're not sure of when to buy, or what websites or where to go to. And you're just like, you know what? I don't understand how people can afford this price. But tonight we're going to talk about all of that, give you tips, share insights, all of it. I have a very well experienced guest speaker on with me on today's show, that will help us understand these things, because travel in 2026 is changing and many people are paying for trips with a lot of stress and debts. We are planning our vacations whereby it should not be stressed. Your vacations should be planned very well. You should
Mhm.
go on your vacation with fun and not have to worry about, you know, trying to pay off your credit cards when you come back, or the debts. So there are smarter ways to do that. And that is what this conversation is all about. Now let's look at some reality, in terms of facts. Yes, we have established that the rules have changed. The rules have changed um, around travel. That's why we're here today. Also, the travel costs have shifted. Travel costs have shifted. And planning the way we used to plan no longer works. According to recent travel data, it shows that airfare has increased roughly around 20 to 30% compared to a few years ago. Hotel rates in major destinations are up about 25% or more. And then families are spending more on travel while saving less overall. So if travel feels heavier than it used to, you're not imagining it. It is the reality of today. But here's the good news: there is a smarter way to approach it. And that's why we are here today, to establish that and to give you the tips and the guidelines around all of that. So, again, welcome. This is Build, Grow, Tribe Mondays here on Coach Lola Owokoniran YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're new here, my name is Coach Lola, Coach Lola Owokoniran, and this channel exists to help individuals, businesses, families to build wealth, to leave a legacy, and live purposefully without compromising your faith or your peace of mind. That is the very essence. This is a space that we put no pressure on anyone. We know we are on a financial journey. We know wealth is a process, it's a journey. It's not a rich, quick space. It's none of that. So if you're joining us on live, if you're watching us live, please do well to say a hello, a hi on the chat. Would love to connect with you. Leave a comment. I appreciate our guest speaker. Say something. Would love to hear from you. And if you're watching the replay, same thing. Say a hello, leave a comment, leave a question, leave some insights, share your own experience. Would love to hear from you. But before we continue, before I introduce my guest speaker, my guest for tonight, please, if you're yet to subscribe, do well to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, to my channel, and turn on your notifications and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We love to see the thumbs up. It helps us on this channel to grow. And the more likes we get, the more chances that it gets to the people who really need this information. So let's make sure that we're doing that. I want to ground tonight's conversation also on the scriptures, the word of God, because that's our template. That's our template for Christian living. It says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 5. If you follow me well on this channel, you know this is one of my favorite Bible verses. And it reads, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." Planning is not for fear. Planning is not a lack of faith. No, planning is stewardship, accountability. It's planning. That's the very essence. And that's the focus of today's conversation, helping you, giving you the tools and the information for you to plan your travel this year. And that planning applies to your money, to your life, and yes, to your travel. So tonight, I'm honored. I'm very, very honored, and it gives me great pleasure to be joined by Miss Funke Owoyomi. She is a travel consultant and the CEO of Partie, Monde Travels. An exceptional woman, a woman of faith. Miss Funke is an sorry, my words. Ms. Funke is an experiential travel planner with a background in occupational therapy, which means she understands people, systems, and real life needs. And I call her fun because she knows how to have fun when it comes to travel, the smart way, that is. She helps individuals, families travel smarter, avoid costly mistakes, and get real value in today's changing travel landscape. She's also a wife, a proud mom, and what I appreciate most is how practical and clear her approach is. Ms. Funke, thank you so much for being here today. Please do well to say one or two things to our viewers out there.
Thank you, Coach Lola Owokoniran. Thanks for having me here. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to tonight's, would I say, question and answer session. And I hope that every one of us, including myself, can take something home and learn how to travel smart in 2026 and beyond. So
Yes.
thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thanks for honoring my invitation. I appreciate it here. Um, so to our viewers out there, if you're just joining us, please, like the title of today's conversation reads, "How to Travel Smart in 2026." If you have any comments, any questions, please engage us, ask our experts. Ms. Funke, can you tell me how many countries have you visited?
I would say at least 17 countries and
Whoa. Oh, wow. Guys, you see that? I truly brought in the experts on this one. She is gonna give us loads of nuggets and share a lot of her experiences on tonight's episode. Thank you so much. Wow, 17. That's
yeah.
I'm gonna try to beat that. Not this year, but on, on a growing level.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. So, from your perspective as a travel consultant, what are the biggest travel changes people need to be aware of as we move into 2026, please?
Thank you. 2026, there are big changes, which, some of them happened from, late last year, but a lot of, so I'm going to focus on airlines. And again, if people have questions about all the travel, because,
Mhm.
there's road travel. A lot of people take road trips. People, of course, fly by air, by plane, and people do cruises as well. So for air travel, a lot of, if we all remember last year, Southwest, which a lot of people used to enjoy 2 free bags, no matter what class of cabin you're traveling in. I think everybody was shocked when they came up with not letting people carry maybe their credit card and things like that. So a whole lot of other airlines have implemented that as well. So one of the big changes is going to be paying for your luggage or baggage, as we call it. So I would say again, we're talking about smart travel. If you would have to learn, how to pack minimally, so that way you don't end up paying for, things you don't need. Because people like me, if I'm going for 2 days, I can trust me, I can take 2 luggages with me, because people will think, oh, would I need this, would I need that, and just to be safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, because of all these changes, for you to save money, I would say try to minimize what you're taking with you, so you can have a carry-on bag, because now you have to pay most of the time for your most airlines now, I think first baggage or luggage is probably about between $35 and $45. And then the next one more, and things like that. So that's one of the things. Also, for those of us that live in the United States, we have our real travel ID. Again, that started last year, but this year they are big on it and implementing it. So you have to have a star. I was going to bring my ID card and I forgot. So you have to have that star logo on it. If you don't have that and you're doing domestic travel, they would give you an option of paying $45. This $45 is going to last for them to, verify you. It's for verification from TSA. It would last you about 10 days. So let's say you're going to Miami, for example, maybe for 5 days. So if you're flying from maybe Atlanta to Miami, you pay the $45. On the way back, you don't have to pay for them to verify it. But if you want to, again, there are ways to avoid paying that. You can travel with your passport. You can travel with if you have a green card, it's a form of ID. You can travel with your green card. If you're in the United States Army or military, those ones are accepted as IDs as well. Or there's something for those that don't have their passport, you can use a passport card. Those things are accepted. So those are, one of the major things that we're going to be seeing in the airports. Also, this is a good one. We know the way that since 9/11, you have to bring out your liquids and they have sizes and all of that. Moving forward, you don't have to take that out of your carry-on anymore. The sizes still remain the same for now. I think, I'm not sure of the ml, but whatever liter sizes. But the good thing is you don't have to take them out of your carry-on. So you can just pass it. The technology has improved. You can pass it through the machine without bringing it out. Most airports also, you don't have to take your shoes off, no matter what the age is. Most, some of them, they still require you to, but most airports, you don't have to do that anymore. Also, they have the facial recognition going on now. So a lot of airports, which you can opt out of. Again, it makes things easier, because that way the machine recognizes you and you move faster. But again, if you feel, oh, I don't want to do this or involve, you're free. You will just need to be subjected to more searches. So, there are so many things happening this year, but those are just a few of the ones that I can talk about now.
Okay. Thank you so much. What you just shared is so important. Getting us ready to face, especially with the air travel,
Right.
around that. Travel is changing structurally all over. Now, what mistakes are you seeing travelers make right now that are quietly costing many of us much more money than necessary?
So this has been happening for so long. People, you go online, you're trying to travel somewhere and you see a cheap ticket and you just go ahead and buy it. You feel like you're fast, but you may not. Again, they have things that have come up with. Delta, for example, have something they call, so now when you go, what you see is not what you get. because you would see a price, but until you click on it, now they have the main cabin, and then they have the main basic. Depending on what you pick, you would have to pay even for your carry-on if you're not careful, depending on the airlines. So please try not to rush into buying something you feel quote unquote is cheap. Be smart about it. Check the rules. Make sure that you know what the baggage rules are, the cancellation policies. Some tickets, I think it's a general rule for most airline. If you purchase a ticket, you have 24 hours to get your full refund. But again, some of them have those tiny little prints that we all fail to read, and you may not even be able to change your mind in 24 hours. So make sure that you pay attention to details. Don't rush because you think, oh, this is a great deal. Cheap may not be cheap at the end of the day, because you might end up paying hidden fees and a lot of things that you did not pay attention to. So try not to make those mistakes when traveling, especially with airlines. One thing I would quickly touch on is for those that do cruises, there are a few things that could, turn up or end up being a mistake. For example, maybe you're traveling with your spouse or your friend and maybe three. Let's just assume maybe you guys, whoever your travel team is, you require 2 rooms. If you need to buy anything extra, for example, maybe a drink package, or one person drinks, and the other person doesn't drink or whatever, what you should do, as opposed to having everybody in the room, you can split the room and it might end up being the same. So if you know that, your spouse drinks alcohol or what it is, and you don't drink, try to stay in different room, because for every adult that stays in the room, it doesn't matter. You would still be required. If one person is buying a drink package, every adult in that room will be required to buy it. So those are some little bit, so you can decide to split your room, and it might cost you approximately the same thing to have those 2 rooms as opposed to having 1 room where you would have to pay for what you don't need. So those are some of the things that we should watch out for to avoid costly mistakes this year and moving forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Funke. Appreciate you on there. Those points are very, very valid, and we are seeing that a lot as we travel. But let me pause here right now for just a moment. If you're just joining us, please do well to put your questions on the chat. If you have any experiences you'd love to share, feel free, engage our guests tonight, and make sure that you are staying in tune with today's conversation. Her information is in the description section of this video, and I'll make sure that I also highlight it on the screen, so you can always reach out to her directly to make your bookings to get you the best deals out there when it comes to travel. I always believe in planning. Don't wait to the very last minute, especially if you're very much aware that I want to travel on this day, on this month, or you have an idea of where you want to go. So when you have the idea, it's better to you have the month or date around that frame. You can always plan in advance. There's so many things we can avoid. One of them is around travel. But to my next question, how far in advance should people realistically be planning and book travel in 2026 to get us the best value? Does that principle still apply in today's society, around shopping for flights and cruises and things like that? Yeah.
I would say yes, in most cases. There's a saying that I found online that says early planning buys you options, late planning buys you stress.
Please repeat.
Early planning buys you options, late planning buys you stress. So if you do not want to buy stress, as soon as you know that yes, sometimes things happen and you have to travel last minute and all of that. But if you already know that, in November, I want to be in Milan, start planning. Start thinking about what you're going to be doing in Milan, not just buying your tickets, because a lot of times you go to a place, if you're not going for a function, you're going for vacation or holiday, plan ahead. What do I want to do when I'm there? Do I just want to if I'm staying in a resort, do I just want to stay in the resort and make use of all the facilities in there? Do I want to go on tours? Do I want to plan ahead? So even if you haven't bought your ticket and you know for sure this is the date I'm going, sometimes realistically you can even plan your tours and other activities ahead of time. I would say for international travel, the best thing is for you to plan 6 to 12 months ahead.
Okay.
In 2026, so 12 months. For domestic travel, well, I would say maybe 3 months, or at least make sure there's a 45 days gap in between when you're buying your ticket and when you're traveling. And I like when you said, does that still apply? Because we all know that since the end of the pandemic, it seems like ticket prices, it doesn't even matter whether you're buying it 10 months ahead, because it's like, it's expensive. But guess what? This is a trick that you can use. Buy your ticket. I think I'm obsessed with watching my tickets like a hawk, because sometimes these airlines, you never know what they're going to do next month or tomorrow. Even if you bought a ticket, keep checking ticket prices. One thing the airlines will or may do for you is, okay, let's say I bought a ticket, I'm going to London, for example, Atlanta to London, and I bought it for $1,200. And next month, I'm just checking to see, and I noticed, the same airline. Well, again, it has to be apples for apples. You have to make sure it's the same class of cabin, it's the same seat and all of that. And you see that the same ticket you bought is for $1,000. Don't sleep on it. Text the airline, call the airline. Yes, they will not give you your return in money, but you can get it back in either, most of the time they would do like a, what is it called? Like an airline, oh God, I can't, voucher, or they will give you a voucher or something, and you can use it. That's you saving $200. And if it's a family of 4, 200 4, that is money. That is, I would say, don't just buy your ticket and sleep on it and think, oh, I'm good. Check, because you just never know. Sometimes the airlines can just decide, you know what, we're doing a sale. And as long as it's the same exact ticket, you can reach out to them and they can give you a voucher or give you, something you can use later on. So I would say, yes, buy in advance, but don't buy your ticket and just let it be. Just keep checking and just make sure that you're getting value for your money.
Wow. I didn't know that one, but I'm gonna use that. I didn't know that tip. Okay.
Check it.
Thank you. Are there websites or apps that you recommend we use?
A lot of times, well, yes, a lot of times I would say use Google Travels. And when I say use it, not necessarily use it to purchase your ticket. What you would get is you would be able to see not just one airline, but different airlines and their prices. What I would then advise you to do, once you get you for example, you're like, okay, I'm going with United. Now go to United website, and I would say I'm a big fan of purchasing on the website, because if anything, if you do a third-party purchase, a lot of times, for example, what I just talked about the refund, if you didn't buy it for their website, they may tell you, well, you didn't buy from us, you have to go back to who you bought it from, we can't give you a refund. So yes, when you want to check, use other, use Kayak, use whatever platform you want to use, just to check to see what airline you want to go with. But I would advise strongly, when you decide, go to the airline's website and buy from them. So that is what I would recommend. I do, again, as you can see, I'm a travel agent. I do have the agency that I work with, and we do have some partner websites that we use, and can get maybe slightly cheaper, not necessarily all the time, but again, if you reach out to me, I may be able to, and you give me your date, your time, I may be able to look and see if you're able to save on those websites, but they're not public. They're just, for travel agents. And I do have, now I remember I did not send that to you, but I can look for it and share. I do have a travel website where you can look for yourself,
Okay.
and you may be able to find what you're looking for, whether it's cruise or you're trying to, do a road trip and you need car rental or whatever. So I
Okay.
would do that to you before we end today.
Thank you. Thank you. Now make sure to put that in the description section of this video. So let's make sure, if you need that link, check after the live and it will be out there for you. Thank you for those great tips. Few comments coming in. Miss Getcha here. She's glad to know I can still check 4 flights I've paid for. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
This is excellent. This is excellent. Thank you for pointing that out to us, people like us that we do travel. Yes.
Yeah.
So you just to also inform our viewers, Ms. Funke is also a party planner. So if you have, there's this trend going on now about destination parties.
Yes.
If you want the full package, this is your go-to. If you want the full package for your birthdays, for your wedding anniversaries, I strongly recommend you reach out to her. Her email information is on the screen, her phone numbers, Instagram handle as well is displayed on the screen, as well as in the description section of this video. So as you are planning your events for the year, graduation parties, vow renewals, name it, she is your go-to person. She does events both locally, out of state, internationally, and also can also plan your travels around that. If you're doing group trips, she's very well experienced. She's been to over 17 countries. If you missed that, she said that earlier when we started. 7 countries. So please, please, please leverage that experience around your travel. She can plan the locations you want to visit, the tours, everything. She does it all. Take it from me firsthand, from experience. So before I book my flights, especially international, she's one phone call away. I always reach out to her to know, okay, what did I do wrong here? Why am I not saying this? Is this deal right? So because we need to save money now.
Oh, yes.
Inflation is real. Inflation is real. So anywhere we can plan and save, please let's make sure that we are not using the information that we have accessible to us. So let's make sure. Now, if this conversation is helping you to think differently about travel this year, please hit the like button on this video. We only have 1 like so far. Please hit the like button. For those watching us on Instagram, on YouTube, please hit the like button. That simple action, it's free. And it also helps support this channel and helps this, get this message to reach as many people who need clarity, around travel. So, all right, let's continue. How far in advance? I think you answered this already.
Yeah, I did. I answered
Conversation.
that.
I'll just
Yeah.
go to the next thing. But is there anything you'd like to add around planning and timing and helping us find the cheapest price?
So, well, let me add this. So it may not necessarily be cheapest price, but one thing you can always look for. So I'm going to emphasize again about me going to 17 countries. Most of these countries, fortunately, that I've been to was through cruise travels and or through layovers. So one way you can save money and visit a lot of countries is, for example, I'm traveling to Ghana, right? There are so many airlines that have programs now that would they would lodge you in hotels for free, believe it or not, because they are in partnership with their countries and with the tourism, would I say tourism aspects of their country. For example, like I said, you're going to Ghana and you decide to fly Emirates. Depending, but again, you would have to contact the airline directly for this. You can decide to be in Dubai for 2-3 days, free of charge. Remember, I said free of charge. They will lodge you into a hotel, depending on what class of cabin you travel in. They would. So again, yes, your destination is Ghana, but guess what? You visited UAE. That's another country up on your list. So as opposed to flying straight to Ghana, if you have those 2-3 days to spare, and you, like again, I cannot overemphasize it, you will probably be getting it for free. Hotels, and all you just need to do is let them know. They have programs like that. Qatar has it as well for Doha. Etihad has it for Abu Dhabi. So many, yeah. Turkish has it as well. If you're going through Turkey, just, inform the airline, let them know in advance, and that way. So what I would usually do, even if I'm not going that route, I'm going to Nigeria, for example, and I want to have a layover in Europe. And I've done this multiple times. As opposed to going straight, I go to one European country. UK, for example, I want to stay in London. What I would then do is, when you go online and you're booking these tickets, you have like various layover times. Some might be 4 hours, whatever. I would pick the longest layover, 19 hours. Guess what? That day, I can and this would be good for people that don't need visas. So let me not, let everybody get excited. If you don't need visa, and you know that you can go into that country, pick the longest layover. Get there, go through immigration, visit. Oh, some people are foodies. They're like, oh, there's this restaurant I've always wanted to go to. Go to the restaurant, shop around, make sure you're back to the airport in time for your flight. Get on your flight and go. Guess what? How many countries have you visited in one ticket? On one ticket, 2 countries. So things like that. Just, again, this is smart travel.
Yes.
Pick the longest layover, visit another country. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to whatever, I'm just going to go straight to. Some people don't like it, but if you want to be adventurous like me, do that. Also, you do cruise travel. Some cruises, depending on you go 3, 4, 5 days, 7 days, you're visiting maybe 3 countries. Guess what? You've been to Dominican Republic, you've been to Jamaica, you've been to Mexico in one trip, and you're not paying to go to those places. You're just paying for one cruise with your food and most of the entertainment included, except you want to do tours in those countries that you would have to pay out of pocket for. That's a great way to save money on travel, because you're visiting. By the time we do this again, you're saying, oh, Coach Lola, guess what? I went to 5 countries last year. I didn't pick those 5 countries. So.
Wow. Wow. Who else is saying wow with me? Wow. I need to go recheck my tickets and rebook things. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes. Great comments coming in. Yes, she's in Kese Rimbo. I'm planning a few trips this year. I'm glad I attended. We are glad you are in attendance as well. I am wowed. Thank you. Yes, those are great tips. I never thought of it that way. I never thought about when I see layovers, I don't want to see it. I just want to get where I'm going to come back. To me, when I think of layovers, I think I'm stuck in the airport. I don't have to, I can't go out. So yeah. So, and I'm sure many viewers out there think about, process it that way as well. But leveraging your layovers, your stopovers, I mean,
make sure, like I said, you have enough time. So I would pick as opposed to picking a 4 or 5 hours layover. I mean, it's good if you don't want to go out. Yeah, pick the shortest layover. But if you want to explore, I would pick the longest layover. So I have time. And guess what? Again, some airports, For I think when I went to Amsterdam, is that Amsterdam, they have, because another thing people will think about is I don't want to be tugging my carry-on all over the place. These
True.
airports have places you can pay €5, €10 to store your luggages. Even airports have places you can take a shower for free. So yes, make sure you have a change of clothes in your carry-on. Take a shower. I know they have that in Amsterdam. Take
Okay.
your shower, go out and do whatever you want to do. Come back, pick up your luggage, get on your flight. It's that simple. As long as, again, you know that you don't need a visa to go into that country, or even if all those things is planning, even if you need a visa, most, I guess we may touch on that. Most European countries now, just you probably just need an e-visa, which you can do. You plan all those things before you go. You already have your e-visa. Boom, you can go out of the country when you get there, go out of the airport when you get there and come out. So you just need to think about it and plan ahead, and you're good to go.
Like she said, plan ahead. Plan ahead, and you're good to go. She said this quote earlier: early planning buys you options. Late
No,
planning buys you stress. So please leverage all the nuggets that she's been sharing as you're planning. And please, please, please reach out to her. Her information has been displayed on the screen. It's
right.
also in the description section of this live video we're doing. You can always go back to it, rewatch it, reach out to her directly, contact her directly. You did say something about we can store away our luggages or our carry-on. Who do we approach in the airport? Is it like who can we ask? Any of the
Um,
line?
they have signs. Yeah, most of these airports have. You would see signs, even if it's not in English. They would have a luggage. They have signs, or
Okay.
you can just ask. A lot of airports would have. Well, every airport would have a an information desk, and you
Okay.
can just approach them and talk to them. Like, look, I need to store my luggage. I know they have it in Heathrow or El Gatwick or both. They have it, I'm sure, because I've used those before. So they have places that you can store. It's like a locker, just like when you go to the gym or whatever. You just put in the code and you pay for it, put in the code, and so you can ask from the information desk at the airport about where to store your luggages, and they'll be happy to do that for you,
Thank
to
you.
direct you to where it is. They are
Okay.
not they are not necessarily owned by the airlines. They're like, maybe independent, yes, independent companies
Okay.
that own them.
Are they free? Or we might have
No,
to pay? They're
no.
not free. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a lot. I think the one I used in Amsterdam was about €7 or something like that, which is about almost $7. So
Okay.
they're about, yes.
So
And
if
it's
I
for
don't,
the whole
it's
day.
it's what?
I think it's for the whole day as well. So that's a good deal. That way you're not, again, dragging luggages all over the streets of, you know,
Yeah,
Spain or Amsterdam or whatever. So
that's great. So you said, what if I don't have the euro currency, like money?
oh,
How?
you don't yeah, you don't have to. Most of the time you don't need cash. This is a great, yes, that's part of the tips I was going to talk about, because I know people,
Okay.
look, the world has gone digital. You don't need cash most of the time. The last trip that I took, I know sometimes we feel like, cash is king and all of that, but if your debit card, for those that don't like to use credit card, even if your debit card has the Visa logo or the MasterCard logo, you're
Mhm.
good to go. They would accept your card. They would just, when they're doing the exchange rate or whatever through the bank, they would just, do the exchange either in euro. And I think sometimes when you get to the machine, it would give you a choice of doing euro or USD. So you
Got
can pick whichever one you want to do. So you don't need physical cash
it.
to
Okay.
do that. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
great to know. That's great to know. So guys, I'm challenging you all. We need to explore the world this year. We need to. We need to explore the world and go beyond our immediate community and see what else is happening out there. Go to different countries. We have great representations in the house. FGGC, New Busa, class of 1980. Thank you for joining.
Yes. My
Great,
school.
yes, great representation in the house. Thank you so much. Miss Obolatito Olare, thank you. So true. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining today's conversation. This has been great. I don't know about you guys, but I am wowed. Yeah. I thought I knew some travel tips, but this is another level. Yeah, so that's why I brought her in to educate us about travel this year. So Miss Funke, with the travel costs being high, inflation, everything is it's high. Prices are high. Um, how can families or individuals still travel well, have fun without going into debts or overextending themselves? Many of us put our travels on credit cards, and then we'll say we'll pay it later. We'll come and work hard and pay it off, and which many people don't get to.
Mm-mm.
And again, when we travel, it's not just the air tickets or the cruise tickets. When you go on
Right.
trips, those prices, for feeding, for hotel, for it adds up, for Uber, for Lyft, it adds up. Things that you didn't even plan for, most times, comes up. So how can we still have fun without overextending ourselves when it comes to this rising costs around travel?
Okay. Thank you, Coach Lola. Another quote. You don't need more money to travel well. You need better priorities. You don't need more money to travel well. You need better priorities. What is important to you? Just
Mm,
like you said, um, aside you buying air ticket, you're
mhm.
going to stay in a hotel, you're going to. So, what is some people would say to you, you know what? Especially Africans, they will say to you that I don't care where I sit on the plane. We're all going to get there at the same time. I
Yeah.
don't care if I sit in the toilet. I just want to get to where I'm going to. And those same people will
Mhm.
go to where they're going to and stay in a five-star
Mm,
hotel or resort.
mm,
Priorities. And some people would say, you know what? No, I would be in business class or first class because I don't want to get to my destinations tired.
mm,
And that same person that said that will not mind staying in a budget friendly hotel.
mm,
Priorities. You don't have to have it all.
mm,
You really do not. It's not in 2026. Luxury is good, but everything is not all about luxury.
mm,
Pick your priorities. If you can afford it, all well and good. But just like you said, we don't want to be in debt. No, not in 2026. Look, we left that last year.
Yep.
We want to travel, but no, we are not going to go into
Mm,
debt. So, what matters to you? If you know that you don't mind sitting in the kitchen in the back of the airplane, then just be prudent with your airfare ticket.
mm,
See what options you have. See if you're not picky with airlines. Look, I have someone who tells me some of us have airlines that we are, and I'm going to talk about that as I'm touching this. Some of us have airlines that we are so loyal and dedicated to.
yes. Yes.
Have if well, she's a friend of a friend. She's going to be like, look, Funke, as long as I get to where I'm going to, I don't care.
Mm,
I don't care what airline. I just want to get. So again, priorities. You will get to where you're going to. So if you feel like I don't mind, I would fly any airline. But you know what, Coach Lola, I have to sleep in the best hotel. You
mm,
don't have to have it all. So just pick your priorities. If where you're going to matters more to you, then do that and save in travel. But if you feel like no, I want to wake up when I get to Spain
mhm,
and not be tired, but I don't care where I stay in Spain. I mean, you have options. There are Airbnbs. They have places like Abu Dhabi and Dubai. They have things they call apartment hotels, right? They're
yes.
in between, hotel. They're not too where you have a large family. Get
Yes.
a 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom apartment hotel.
Mm,
With those apartment hotels, yes, you can get breakfast, right? Get your breakfast, but you have a lot of times you would have like a kitchen. You
mm,
probably went there with groceries. Or there was one apartment hotel my husband and I stayed. This was years ago when Momo was little. And right opposite, there was a supermarket. We didn't even think or plan that we were going to cook but guess what? I was like, oh, supermarket. Went there, bought eggs, bought breakfast stuff, and boom. Because we had a full kitchen with a full red. And in the morning, instead of going downstairs, I'll just quickly make breakfast so that we're done and we're out and about. You mentioned Uber earlier on. Explore. These places, like, you just get on the train. Some places you go to, you getting in Uber is even, trust me, let me not say waste of money, it might even be a waste of time, because by the time your Uber gets there, guess what? You're already at the third stop on the train, in the train. Explore things like that. Some countries have fast train services that will take you. If you go to Dubai, there are trains that will take you to the Dubai Mall, to the aquarium. Get on the train, save money that way. You don't have to get into Uber. In some countries, it might be cheaper for you to rent a car.
Okay.
And a lot of times you don't have to worry, because they will take your international driver's license is valid. So get that even before. And whilst I'm on that, please, 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 I cannot beg you enough. It doesn't matter if you've never been on United Airlines before. Just sign up for their miles. Sign up for look, I have signed up for every car rental. Do I do a lot of road trips? Not anymore, but guess what? National, I'm on there. Budget, I'm on there. Because you never know when they're going to say, oh, every member, everybody that has a budget, whatever, we're giving 20% off. We're doing this, we're doing that. And all these little things matter. So sign up for, car rentals, their membership. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to have the app. I know some of us will say, oh, I don't want all this app on my phone. You don't have to. All you need is just your email, and you can go through their website. You don't have to bombard your phone with all these apps. Sign up for Delta, sign up for United, sign up for Southwest, sign up for every airline mileage or anything. Hotels, sign up for it. Because guess what, Coach Lola, you said something about Uber now. You know that there's some, I think it's Marriott. You can attach your Uber accounts to.
Yes.
Even Delta, you can attach your Lyft accounts to Delta. You're taking Lyft, guess what? You're earning miles.
Yep.
Everything you do, you're earning. Starbucks, for those of us that love our coffee, Starbucks and Delta, you're buying $5 coffee, guess what? You're earning miles.
Yep.
So just, leverage everything that is out there. As long as you don't have to pay for it yearly, there's no membership. All these things are free. Don't make it look, it takes just minutes to sign up. Don't make it look overwhelming, like, oh, I don't want to do it. You're leaving money on the table.
True.
You leaving money on the table. Sign up. It doesn't matter whether you are a Delta girl and I don't do United. Sign up for it. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just going to cost you 5 minutes of your time. Because again, all these things add up. And you can, the last trip that I went in Nigeria, and I stayed in one of the Hilton hotels, I used my miles.
Wow.
I used my Hilton miles. It's an expensive hotel, but guess what? I used my miles and I just had to pay a little bit more cash and taxes. All these things are out there. If you don't know, then you're leaving money on the table and you're going into the debt that you really don't want. In 2026, no, we are not doing that. We have learned that in 2025. This year, going forward, we would travel smart.
Amen. Yes, we will travel smart. Thank you so much. To our viewers out there, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat, and we'll make sure to address them as we go on today's conversation. Still on the topic of costs, Ms. Funke, I want to touch on hidden costs that many of us are usually not prepared for. One of which I sometimes consider doing is the insurance on the tickets. Can you tell us more about the hidden costs and what your recommendation or advice is on whether to get insurance on our travel, whether it's airline or the cruises? What's your best recommendation in terms of that?
I would recommend getting insurance.
Okay.
Even though I have been a victim, I've been somebody who has always thought, I don't need it. You just never say never. You don't know. Okay, example. When my daughter was going to go turn 10, which was the year the pandemic hit, because I always plan ahead, way ahead and all of that. We had started, myself and my friends, we had started planning, we're going to do a cruise in November, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? We started making payments and boom, pandemic hit. Of course, a lot of airlines, a lot of cruise lines were making refunds and all of that. Some of them weren't doing it. And because we had no insurance, money was gone. Yes. We learned the hard way. Yes. I mean, I would think, as a travel agent, there was nothing we could do because they said, the timeline, because so sometimes you're like, it's good to plan early. I'm for that. I would love to, but get insurance.
Okay.
It is not a waste of money. Get insurance. Again, contact me if you don't want to. Sometimes maybe the insurance, the cruise line or the airline is offering you might think it's on the high side. There are independent insurance companies that would insure your travel for you. Okay. Contact me and I'll let you. Once you book your travel, let me know. Get insurance. Sincerely, I don't always get it, but I am telling you now as a travel agent, get insurance. I cannot get insurance because you may plan to travel, God forbid something happens, you can't go anymore. And you're past your 24 hours daily, and you don't want your money tied up. Yeah, some airlines, depending on what your situation is, they would give you travel voucher for the future, but not all airlines would do that. And again, it depends on now that I mentioned earlier on, air travel now has all this. They would say, economy light, main basic and all of that. A lot of this, the fine print you're talking about, all those basic things you end up buying, they're non-refundable. So no matter what happens, you will not get a refund. But guess what? If you have insurance, even if the airline is not going to return it, your insurance will cover it. And a lot of times, depending on which package you get, it would be 100%. So yes, I recommend read the fine print. I know we don't want to sit down and do that, but sometimes it really helps because you don't want to throw thousands away because you do not have insurance.
Okay. So question here. This is also applicable to flights, right?
Oh, yes.
Insurance for flights.
Yes. Okay. Flights, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any hidden costs that we should be aware of as we plan our travel this year?
Not that I can think of, but what I would say is if it's too good to be true, because a lot of people will have advertisement online and things like that. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. I would, again, just buy directly from the source. Buy directly from the source if you're able to. Because once you start, saying, this person, that person, even as travel agents, when you come to us and we're doing our travel, it is direct from the airlines. Get, whatever you want to do from the source. That way, at least you know that you're well, covered.
Okay. Thank you so much. What travel trends in 2026 should people be cautious about? Even though they look great, I mean, social media highlights everything now. So what should we be cautious about this year, 2026?
I think I'm just going to repeat myself again.
Okay.
No matter what you see online, and it's a good question, but no matter what you see online, I would okay, if you say I don't mind, I want to use but compare. Okay. So okay, you want to say that, I still prefer to buy my tickets or rent my car from kayak.com. It's okay. I mean, those are well-known, travel companies that, won't cheat you or anything. But make sure that you go to that website. Make sure you're not clicking on a link that you see on Instagram, on TikTok, because everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
Still go to that website. If you're going to use a third-party company, go to that website. If you have to call them, because this is your money that you have worked for. If you have to call them to make sure, oh, I see that you're doing this sales, I just want to confirm if it's true. Please do it.
Okay.
Don't take everybody's word for it. Like, oh, cheap cruises here, oh, something here, and things like that. Make sure that whatever influencer you're following and they're telling you, if it's too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true. So I would call those companies. Sometimes these companies, even because they know people don't want to spend time on phone calls and everything. Sometimes you're on the phone for 1 hour trying to, get an agent. They have text messages now, text message forums now that you can just text and they would respond to you. So just make sure that you're confirming that all these things are legit.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. We have to look out for ourselves there and be smart. Be smart.
Yes.
Don't be too in a hurry.
Right.
Make those decisions. I always recommend before you book any flights or any trips or spend money, period, sleep on it. The
Right.
24-hour rule.
Don't make instant decisions.
Sleep on it. You can pack it in your shopping cart for the night. If you need to reach out to the experts like Miss Funke, reach out, make your findings before you make that purchase final. Because once it's final, it's final. Many times you can't recover that money anymore. So thank you, ma'am. If someone is planning their first major trip this year, what's one piece of advice that would help them travel with peace of mind this year?
Okay. So I would say, first of all, why do you want to travel? What's the purpose of your travel?
Okay.
Are you traveling because, you know what? I've been working so hard. I want to go rest. Or, oh, I heard in so place their culture is, I'm a foodie. They are rich in food culture, That's what I want to do. That you have to find what the purpose of your travel is first. That would determine where you're going to. Don't just wake up and be like, oh, they've told me to be traveling and whatever. I just want to travel. No, because you're going to get there and find out, oops, I'm in the wrong place. So decide what you want to do. Are you going for connection? Oh, I have my school friends. A lot of them are in Calgary. Okay, good. You're going to Calgary and, to meet and to, for networking and connection. Or, oh, in Paris or in Italy, let me say Italy, for example, oh, the food is awesome. They have pasta. You can even go for pasta, classes, to cooking classes and all of that. What is your purpose? So once you have your purpose, that would help you decide as a first time major traveler. This is the first time I want to go international. That would guide you. That would help you in spending your money wisely. Where do you want to go? Another quote. When you know why you're traveling, the rest becomes easier. Everything else, which is what I've been saying. Are you going to celebrate somebody's birthday? Are you going to what? You have to have your why. Why am I going to this, to this place? That's what will determine your destination. Once you know why you're, doing this major travel, then everything else falls into place. Because at least you know why you're going to this. Okay, for example, you want to learn how to make pasta. But instead of going to Italy, you go to Abu Dhabi. I'm not saying there's probably, somebody that you can teach you how to cook, but, that's not the culture there. You're going to be missing out. You really, you see what I'm saying? So what your why is going to determine, where your destination is.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Viewers, I mean, she shared so much for us to take away on tonight's episode today. We're definitely going to have her back. We're going to bring her back because as she was talking, I had more questions, but because of time, we're going to wrap it up here. But a few quotes that she highlighted that I want us to take away with us or points. Number one, early planning buys you options. Late planning buys you stress. We all need peace of mind this year. So even if it's 5 minutes every day, create a note sheet or get a notebook and start planning your travel. Document things as you go. Reach out to the experts like Miss Funke to help with your booking, to help with your planning. It won't cost you much. It's better for you to go with the experts or consultants than for you to make these terrible mistakes when you're out there booking your flights and it will cost you more. And another thing she said, another quote she mentioned was, when you know why you're traveling, everything else falls into place for you. Let's make sure that we are planning with our goals in mind, with our objectives in mind. We are structuring every day, every minute of your travel. You know where you're supposed to be. You know why you're going there. If it's for family, if it's for personal vacation time, if it's for reconnecting, for business, you can always, I mean, with everything she shared with us this evening, today, there's so many routes. You can literally kill multiple birds with one stone when you're traveling. That's my takeaway. A business trip can become a personal trip as well. It all depends on your planning. How are you planning your trips this year? For many of us that travel home to Nigeria, incorporate business vacations, business deals around it, you know, as you plan. So I want to pause here and really make everyone who is listening and thinking, um, you don't have any excuse not to take that bold step in planning and planning effectively. I want to help you and help you the right way. If you need help planning your travel the right way, you can contact Miss Funke directly for your travel bookings and planning through Partie Monde Travels. They also specialize in event planning as well. So it's a combination of things for anyone planning. High school reunions, graduation parties. They even do baby showers for destination parties now.
Yes.
So the sky is the limit. Bridal showers, destination parties now, birthday parties. So any reason to just celebrate, make sure you do it and you do it the right way with the right source. It's all about execution, applying wisdom, not just gathering the information, but also apply everything she's taught us today and make sure that you reach out to her. All her contact informations are in the description section. The link she did share with us earlier, I'll make sure I also put it in the description section. Reach out to her for individual travel, family trips, group travel, event planning, your everything. If you like to explore explore one nation, two nations, two countries at a time, she would help you arrange everything. She's been to over 17 countries. So for her to have been to this multiple countries, she's well vast. She has a world of knowledge about what she's talking about. Wisdom often looks like partnering with the right expert. I don't know it all. I do not know it all, but I partner with experts like this when it comes to, say, for instance, travel. So I can stretch my money.
Right.
I can stretch my money, especially when you're traveling with family, more, but when it's not just you traveling, multiple people on board, you have to make sure that you are stretching every dollar or naira or, whatever currency you're spending. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Funke. For our new viewers out there, this is another great moment for you to also, if you need any assistance around, your finances, if finances are feeling heavy or overwhelmed, you're overwhelmed about looking at your numbers, because you also need to plan these things. Your money has to be right. Let's shift away from credit cards this year. If you don't have the money, don't swipe the credit cards. The credit cards are good for mileage, for the rewards, the points, but make sure you have the cash ready to pay it off. That's the diligent way. That's the most effective way to plan your travel. That's why I do offer my free wealth discovery plan session. The link is in the description section of this video as well. So make sure that you also take advantage of that free session. I will also make sure it's posted in the chat for anyone that would love to connect with me around your money, building wealth, setting up your legacy. If you need clarity, about your money, we're in the new year. Every day we are alive, we're spending money. Money
Right.
either consciously or unconsciously. Money is being taken away from your accounts. Your priorities this year has to be in alignment all the way. Your money, your health, they all connect together. Your life, plan your life, including your travel without stress. So, Ms. Funke, before we release you for tonight, please, do we have any final advice or, any words that or recommendation, anything that you'd love to connect to our audience tonight?
Yes. Oh, I still have a lot. So, like you said, I think I should be back soon.
You will be.
But I,
You
but I
definitely
know
will be.
that, yes, I know that a few of our people watching us may be from Atlanta. I just wanted to share this quick nugget about traveling in Atlanta. We know that by all means, Atlanta is and has been for a few years the busiest airport in the world. I
Right.
hope we all know, in the world.
Mhm.
And it's always very, very busy.
Mhm.
Not everybody, has global entry or TSA.
Mhm.
If you are traveling, even what do you say, domestically now within the United States, and
Mhm.
you're going from Atlanta, you do not have to go to the domestic terminal. And this applies if you just have your carry-on. Guess what? You can go to the international terminal where there is little to nobody there, and you can go right through TSA, get on the train, and go to your gate.
Mhm.
If you're traveling with Delta, though, and you still have a check-in bag, it doesn't matter where you're going to within United States or international, you can still go through the international terminal because Delta does have, kiosk over there. So
Mhm.
whether you're traveling domestically or internationally with Delta, go to the international airport. That saves you minutes or even hours instead of you being in that long queue. I mean, there are days that people have told me the queue is like outside the terminal, at Atlanta airport. So if you just have your carry-on, you don't have to check in. Instead of you going to the domestic terminal, head to international. Go as fast as you can through TSA, get on the train and go to your gate. That's one thing I love, that I have that information. And I always, wherever I go, I always love to share it with people because a lot of people don't know. And that will save you a whole lot of time. Like I said, there's still a lot, but I know we don't have time. So thanks for having me, Coach Lola Owokoniran. And everybody else, thanks for joining. And I hope that you've been able to take one or two things away from today's session.
Thank you so much, Miss Funke. May God richly bless you for sharing all this wonderful, wonderful nuggets and tips with us today. I believe we've all been blessed. We've all been empowered with, so much more, so much more. And we're definitely going to have you back. We're definitely going to have you back. See this like a preview to your planning, guys. And for quick action, the goal is to reach out to her for quick action. Plan, plan all the way. Even your local trips, plan them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. To our viewers out there, I mean, thank you so much. If it's your first time joining us on our Mondays, our Build, Grow, Thrive Monday Talks, join us every week here on Monday. We'll be live. Follow us on all social media platforms. We usually post our live events, the flyers, so you are well aware of what time you should join us on what topic. So you are ready with your questions. Um, the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 3 says, "Commit your plans to the Lord, as He will establish them." Please, when it comes to our life, let's make sure that we are committing everything to the hands of God.
All
Plan.
right.
Yes, plan. but present it before God, your travel plans, your money plans, your life plans, and He will make everything perfect. He will everything will be perfect in His own ways, in His own will. He will establish them. If this conversation resonated with you, if you connected to it, like the video, subscribe, and please thumbs up on this video and share it with someone planning a trip. Thank you so much, Miss Funke. Thank you so much
for having me.
Thank you. And to our viewers out there, please, if you can, let's share some love. Let's give some heart. Let's say some hellos or hi to Miss Funke. If you can drop it in the chat, I will highlight it. So we say a big thank you to her for joining us on today's show. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. We've been truly blessed by today's conversation. So thank you all. And let's see. Okay. The comments are coming in. Thank you so much, Miss Bemi Banks. God bless you. Thank you. So everyone out there, thank you so much. As the loves and the hearts are coming in, we appreciate you all for joining us, for engaging us in all the questions, the comments. We've been truly able to connect with one another today. Thank you all so much. Until next time, this is Coach Lola Owokoniran and my very special guest, Ms. Funke Owoyomi, joining us, talking all about travel, the big changes happening live in 2026. Ms. Temi Lawal, thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Funke. The hearts, the loves, the well wishes are still coming in. Much love. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, Ms. Baby Banks. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Please let's connect with Partie Monde events and travel and make this year a fruitful year. Let's plan. Let's make better decisions around our money as we build wealth together. Remember, wealth is not instant. It's a journey.
Right.
It's a process. It's one step at a time. It's one financial decision at a time. Make it while you can. Take advantage of your time that you have now so you can enjoy life. And that includes your travel. All right, guys. Thank you all so much and God bless. God bless. We still have the comments coming in. Thank you so much, Miss Beryl. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you all. We appreciate you. We appreciate you in every way. This is truly special. We're gonna do a part two. We're gonna do a part two. Definitely gonna bring you back. I was blessed. I was blessed and truly informed with everything you shared on tonight. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next week, same time, 6 p.m. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.